Okay, so after... Man, is it just me or are the mosquitoes worse this year than they've ever been? Anyway, so after owning what I consider to be one of the best side-by-sides you can, a Polaris RZR, I'm selling that one right there, and it's because I got this. And I'm gonna talk about what this is, but first, let's talk about why I'm selling the RZR. Alright, so thanks for checking out this video. My name is Chris and this is Midwest ATV. If you're just discovering this channel for the first time, it's really all about gear reviews, trail reviews, and just other ATV information and entertainment. So if riding is one of your hobbies, or you like ATVs, or you just want to be nice, hit that subscribe button. Alright, so like I mentioned, we're selling this Polaris RZR, and I say we because honestly my wife generally drives this machine. Now I've been on it a ton, I've ridden it a ton, but really ultimately most of the time nowadays it's ridden by my wife. And it's a great machine. It's worked really well for us, but it's kind of an entry level side-by-side, if you will. It's a Polaris RZR 570, great machine, super reliable, but it was the first side-by-side we'd ever owned. We've always had ATVs until we bought this, so we wanted to give it a shot. This is a while ago now. We wanted to give it a shot, so we were like, well, we'll just get a used 570 and see how it goes. There's someone pulling up in my driveway right now. And I don't exactly live in the city. All right, sorry about that. So like I mentioned, yeah, it's been a great machine, super reliable. It's more of an entry-level machine, and there's a few things that we wanted that this didn't have. And I'm gonna talk about what those are when I show it to you here in a second. But you know, in fact, first, let me just show you this machine. All right, so here it is, Polaris RZR 570. Like I said, it's been a great machine. I'll just kind of do it. I never did a review or anything on this, and I definitely should have. But starting on the inside, we kept the basic seats, but if you notice here, that's actually a third seat. So we added what's called a bump seat, and this one's by UTV Mountain Accessories. I'll put a link in the show notes below. I did a review on that, but I'll put a link to it. If you have kids, these things are amazing. We used it so my wife would sit here, and then my younger son and my older son would sit there, and still pretty young at the time, and then I would ride my ATV, so we'd all be able to go out without issue. Now, as my son got older, or as my sons got older, they got a machine and started riding, in which case one of them just sits there, and then this was just kind of left open. Now, it also makes, I gotta show you this. Hold on. All right, it makes, I hope you can see this, because I'm like holding the camera right now, like a real professional. It makes the perfect armrest. So if you're not using this seat for a child, I mean, because otherwise there's just this gap there. If you have a RZR, you know what I'm talking about. It's kind of just a spot and there's nowhere to put your arm. Perfect armrest. Almost worth it entirely for that on its own. But if you don't have kids, that might be a little weird. So if you have kids, definitely check it out. All right. Okay, so anyway, love that feature, almost worth it for that. And then we did add the UTV Mountain Accessory 4-point harnesses. Again, I'll link those down below, and I did a review on them. Super great 4-point harnesses. They're not overly expensive at all. Jeez, it's on the sandy trails earlier. Sorry for the shaky video. My arms, I'm getting killed by mosquitoes. All right, as we continue to go around, this thing only has 1,500 miles on it, so it's got the same stock tires on there, and they still have a good amount of tread. This machine has not been overly used or used and abused. It really has been taken care of. I store it inside. I'm not trying to sell it to you guys, just kind of, you know, doing a quick walk around. Again, the back, it's all pretty basic in the back, right? Nothing special. As we come around the front here, up top, I do have a light bar I put on there. Awesome light bar. Paid like 60 bucks for that thing years ago. No water inside, no burnt out LEDs. Awesome light bar. Again, link down below. And then, oh, okay, so this is a hilarious story. So this hood, we went out of town to go riding in, I think, Wisconsin. It was like a couple years ago. Of course, I had put some stuff in here, put it on the trailer, did not lock it down. Get there, it's late at night, didn't even notice. Next day, hood is gone somewhere on the freeway. So after searching around and stopping at all the local shops as we rode and everything else for days, came to this shop, had this black, this obviously is not a RZR 4, had this black one used for like almost, God, I think it was about $200. And I wasn't gonna get it because this isn't even a RZR 4, but I put the hood on and realized I loved the black and the blue like mixed in with the red. So we ended up getting it. I think it looks really good, but that's not the hood that's supposed to come with this RZR. And then finally, 3,500 pound winch down here. Superwinch, awesome winches, inexpensive, works great, had zero issues with it. So overall, I mean, this has just been a great little machine. It's been a great side-by-side. I don't think we've ever had anything actually go wrong with this. Obviously, I do oil changes and all that as needed. It's just always ran great. It always just starts right up. The worst thing I've ever had to do with this is replace a bad battery. Okay, so I didn't mean to turn that into a giant walk around or anything. I realized I never reviewed this, or I should actually still do a review on this in case people are looking to buy a used one. Okay, so why we're selling it. Now, there's a few reasons, like I mentioned, it's more of an entry level, but on top of that, in fact, I'm gonna show it to you first and then tell you why, because it'll kind of make more sense. Ready? Here we go. Polaris RZR. Whoop. CF Moto. That's right, CF Moto. Totally different, right? Not only is it a utility vehicle, instead, it's a CF Moto. Now, there's a few reasons we went this route, and I know before all the hate comments start or anything like that, with all the, oh, that brand sucks, or that's some cheap generic brand, whatever, all right? I'll talk more about that in the walk-around video I do in a couple days from now, but the reason we went with the CF Moto is we've never had one before, and I'm always trying to test out different machines, mix it up, try new things, give you guys feedback on them and all that kind of stuff. So it just seemed like an obvious way to mix it up, right? Plus, I don't think a lot of people have built these up yet, so I'm gonna do some work on this, build it up, and kind of go that route so you can, one, see what that's like, and two, for people that have them or are thinking about getting them, kind of just lay some more ideas out there. It's something different that hasn't been done, right? But besides the fact that I just wanted to try something totally different that there's not a lot of out there yet, we have a dog, right? And now the dog, every time we go out for days at a time, we have to board the dog or find someone to watch the dog. Even if we go out for a day, then we're like, oh, we got to get out and ride and get back, because if it's too long, the dog will, you know, it's too long for the dog to be alone, all that. So with this, we're going to try training the dog to actually sit in the back of the machine. We've seen other people do it. We've just never tried it. So we're like, well, we'll give it a shot. I mean, I think it'll work. We'll find out. And then finally, like I mentioned, it's just something different. It's a utility vehicle. It's a CF Moto. So I want to build it out. That's not being done a lot yet. So I just thought it'd be a good way to provide you guys some different content and just to try something totally different. And then when winter comes, we'll talk about reviewing plows and all that, but I don't even want to think about that yet. So that's the deal. More to come. I'll show you guys a walk around in a couple days. We'll talk more about it. Just wanted to provide an update. Thanks for watching. Subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you guys on the trail. But for real, I realize I talked like super fast. These mosquitoes are nuts, and I'm getting eaten alive. Peace.